Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today a bit of a Hobbydesk update. As you can see, there's quite a lot going on the desk at the moment. I'm going to talk in a bit more detail about these shortly, but over here on the right we have the beginnings of a 10mm Dead Man's Corner building. I'll talk a bit more about that in a moment. And then we have my 2mm ACW First Manassas figures, sort of in different stages of putting those together. You can see some of the buildings and things. At the back here we've got some more of my Italian Wars Spanish on the production line. These are the Jeanettes, however you pronounce it, the light cavalry. We've got some rebasing going on here for some of my Polish Hungarian infantry for the Great North War, and over here ongoing sort of various projects in different stages. These are my gods and mortals, or mortal gods, sort of Greek mythology, Norse mythology projects. Some interesting figurines there I bought in Rhodes last year, which I'm going to be using in that. But let's talk a little bit more about what this various different things are all about. So, in terms of projects ongoing, first of all, my 10mm Dead Man's Corner kind of building, which I'm putting together. This is a 3D print I bought quite a few months ago. I've just got around to putting it together. It was just a little side project. Having visited this part of Normandy, I was fascinated about the story of Dead Man's Corner. It's quite an iconic building. Looking forward to painting that up. That was produced by Highlands 3D Prints. They do offer some very good value for money prints of various different buildings from different periods, mainly from what I can remember, Second World War and a little bit of Napoleonics, but well worth a visit, so that's really good. I also have got some other buildings which I've had a little while waiting to go on the production line, which are 10mm buildings, which I've bought for Napoleonic purposes, actually for my 15mm Napoleonics. Again, I know that won't necessarily work for some people, but for me, I felt 10mm would allow me to put maybe a few more buildings on, make it look a little bit more realistic on a 15mm scale table. And those buildings were from direwolfscenics, who offer some fabulous 3D prints. Please take a look at their website. Paul is extremely helpful there, and will scale to whatever scale you need in a lot of cases, those different buildings. So I was looking at some 15 and 28mm buildings and asked if he could scale those in 10s, which he did. They're very nice as well. I'll show you a bit more of those in due course. Other things that I'm working on, I talked a bit about my 2mm First Manassas project. That's for use with muskets in Springfield. So this is this grid-based ACW system from Hellion. Nigel Emson wrote these. They look really interesting, and it quite appealed to me to do this in a small scale, where each base will represent a division or a brigade, depending on which side you're playing. Couple of little things I noticed in the rules, which I had to sort of think carefully about, was that each unit would have the ability to put out skirmish line, troops going forward of the main brigade, sort of skirmishing with the opponents. And I decided to do that using very simple little mini lollipop sticks, which are about yeah, 50mm wide, and they actually, you can see I've already put some 2mm figures on here. You might not be able to see those very well. There's 2 blocks on there. They fit really well in with the width of my bases, which are 60s, and you should be able to put those on the front like that, and then just take them off when they recede back into the main brigade. So that's my kind of theory around that. I'm hoping the lollipop sticks, once they're painted and varnished, will be strong enough and resilient enough, but they actually have the same thickness as the bases I'm using, so they actually fit nice and flush on the front of the bases I'm using, which is great. So yeah, I'm hoping they'll be good as well. Continuation, as I say, of my Italian wars with my Spanish, so just doing some sort of skirmish Jeanette or Juanette light cavalry there, trying to do sort of 1 or 2 units together at a time. So you saw my tertios, which I've now completed, so now I'm starting to venture off into some of the other subsidiary units to make up that force. So quite a lot going on, quite a few different projects and things going on. I want to get started on some of my other Napoleonic orientated projects, so I want to potentially put some new flags on my French. I've never been overly happy with the ones I've got. Found a company called Maverick Models that do some really nice flags. Again, they're well worth a look online. Cover all the Napoleonic period and more. Very, very long list of different options there. Again, very helpful. We'll scale the flags according to what you want. So I've asked for some slightly bigger flags to fit with my figures, just because I like heroic flags. I think they always look good on the tabletop. And yeah, I'd still like to get started with my Lepanto Renaissance naval forces. So I've bought quite a few of the fleets that I need from TumblingDice, and they're a project again on the horizon which I need to get started with. I've also bought some hexes in MDF, which I'm going to mount those on, and I'm quite looking forward to giving that a roll out on the table in due course as well. So that's quite a few different Wargames projects going on. Boardgames wise, I've got Eagles of France, Fallen Eagles, Waterloo 1815. I've got the first scenario on my table there, Huguemont, which I'm trying out solo just to get a feel for the rules there. I'm wanting to get a couple of my other more recent purchases out and on the table to have a playthrough as well. Westerplatte being one of them, and there's a couple of others as well that I want to get playing. But as always, time is at a premium. There's never enough time, is there, to do all these things, balancing that with family and work. But hopefully that's given you a flavour of projects and things I've got on the go, giving you some ideas of some of the companies I've used, and you know, well worth going and have a look at those. I'll put some links in the show notes so you can see those. But any questions, as always, please post, and thanks for watching and continuing to support the channel. See you all soon.